Good day everyone, I am Nicole Anjanette P. Pontanilla from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. And today, I will share it with you and discuss the topic social issues in popular literature and challenges in popular literature. So, without further ado, let's start the discussion. So here is the objectives of my topic. So at the end of the lesson, the students are expected to analyze and interpret popular literature to understand social issues like gender inequality, racism, social class disparities, mental health, and environmental concerns. Next, develop empathy and awareness of social issues through engagement with popular literature, fostering a sense of social responsibility and a desire for positive change. And lastly, apply critical thinking skills to analyze language complexity, cultural references, interpretations, historical context, and themes in popular literature, enhancing understanding of different meanings within the text. Popular literature is written in an informal tone, so this means that the language and writing style are more casual and conversational. And of course, popular literature is accessible to everyday person. Popular literature can include general news, business, and entertainment publications. It also serves as a mirror to society, reflecting its complexities, challenges, and the evolving dynamics of human relationships and societal structures. So, by engaging with a wide audience, it has the power to influence perceptions, foster empathy, and inspire change. Also, in this exploration, it will delve into the various social issues that popular literature addresses, ranging from gender inequality and racial discrimination to environmental concerns. Additionally, it highlights the challenges readers face in understanding and interpreting these themes. So it emphasizes the need for critical engagement and cultural awareness. Now, let's dive into the social issues in popular literature. Popular literature often reflects and addresses various social issues, and some common social issues tackled in popular literature include, of course, the first one we have gender inequality. So here, many popular literary works explore the themes of gender discrimination, women's rights, and the challenges faced by marginalized gender. So, popular literature often talks about the unfair treatment and limited opportunities faced by different genders, especially women. Right? So they discriminate women in terms of work, in terms of studying, and I think in every aspect. So because a lot of people think that we are weak to handle a specific situation. So it aims to make people aware of these issues and promote equality. So for example, we have the example here, the color purple. So it tells the story of African American women facing discrimination. Next social issues is racism and ethnic discrimination. So popular literature often sheds light on racial and ethnic prejudice, promoting awareness and understanding of the experiences of different racial and ethnic groups. So here, popular literature explore the unfair treatment and prejudice. So prejudice is an opinions or judgments that people form about others without having enough knowledge or understanding, right? So in more simpler terms, it is being judgmental on someone's ethnicities, race, religion, beliefs, and so on. So, popular literature on this issue aims to create understanding and empathy towards people na gumagawa nito. So, I have this novel, an example. We have Beloved, which discusses the experience or the experiences of African Americans after slavery. Next is social class disparities. Popular literature often delves into the social and economic divide, highlighting the struggles faced by individuals from different social classes and advocating for social justice. So here we have three types of social class, which are the upper, middle, and lower class. But here, popular literature shows the differences between rich and poor people and the challenges faced by those in lower social classes. So, for example na lang is in the novel of No Limitang Here by Jose Rizal, right? So here, it depicts the social injustices and inequalities prevalent during the Spanish colonial period, right? And the lower classes, the people there became workers, or let's say sunod-sunuran sa mga Spanish people. And ayun, so popular literature address this kind of social issues, right? So by promoting fairness and equality. Another example is the book The Grapes of Wrath. So it tells about the story of poor migrant workers during the Great Depression. Next is mental health and well-being. So popular literature explores the complexities of mental health issues, raising awareness and promoting empathy towards individuals dealing with mental illnesses. So, marami sa atin ang nakakaranas ito. Lalo na ang mga kabataan na ngayon is mga puro sensitive sa mga pangyayari. Like, for example, stress sa pag-aaral, work, family, friends, and so on. Nasabi nila is ka-OA yan daw. So, popular literature explores the struggles and experiences of characters dealing with mental health issues na no, this is not OA or overreact. This is a serious situation na kailangan intindihin, bigyan ng atensyon. So, popular literature when it comes to this issue aims to change the negative perceptions and increase understanding when it comes to mental health and well-being. So, for example, here in the novel, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, it addresses themes of depression and anxiety. Next is environmental concerns. Popular literature addresses environmental issues such as climate change, deforestation, and pollution, emphasizing the importance of environmental conservation and sustainable practices. So, a lot of us people ay walang pakialam sa environment, right? Basta magawa lang yung want nila sa buhay. Like for example, kumita ng pera and so on. So, for them na kumita ng pera is they will cut trees to build houses, to build buildings, mag-uling, or magsiga ng basura and so on na nakakasira sa environment and can cause climate change. So, popular literature raises awareness about this environmental problems like climate change and pollution. So, it encourages us readers, viewers, audiences to take care of the environment. So, for instance, we have the book The Lorax. So, The Lorax the Lorax teaches us about the importance of protecting nature. Now, we are done discussing the social issues in popular literature. Now, let's move on to the challenges in popular literature. So, learning and understanding popular literature can pose certain challenges, and some of the common challenges include: number one is language complexity. So, popular literature employs complex language structures, figurative language, and literary devices, which can be challenging for readers, especially those with limited language proficiency. So, what do we mean by complex language structure? So, this means the way sentences are put together can be a bit fancy or complicated. So authors mix up short and long sentences to make their stories more interesting and to highlight important points. So for example, in the simple sentence, the storm approached, we decided to cancel the picnic. So for it to be complex sentence structure, we go like this. As the storm approached, casting a shadow over the city with its menacing clouds, we reluctantly decided to cancel the picnic, much to everyone's disappointment. So, those are an example sentence of complex language structure. So, may chance na maguluhan yung reader about sa text na yun. Next is figurative language. So figurative language is when words are used in a creative way that doesn't actually match their usual meaning. So for example, if someone says it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, so it is a bit like a little hard to understand or interpret the text. So it means that it's raining very hard, not that pets are falling from the sky. So it is a way to make descriptions more colorful and fun using figurative language. So using this, if you are not that good at guessing and analyzing meanings, it will be hard for you to understand the text. So you have to study it very well. Next is literary devices. So these are special tricks writers use to make their stories more engaging. So for instance, they might use symbols like for example heart to represent love, or irony when what happens is the opposite of what you expect. So they use this to add extra layers to the story. So these tricks help make the reading more enjoyable and can make you think more deeply about the story. So, popular literature sometimes uses complicated language and literary techniques, which of course can be difficult to understand because it requires careful reading and analysis, especially for those who are not fluent in the language, for example, English, right? Next is cultural references. Popular literature may contain cultural references that are specific to a particular time, place, or community. Understanding these references requires cultural knowledge and context. So here, cultural references in popular literature are those things that are well known within a specific culture, place, or time period. This could be references to popular songs, famous historical events, traditional practices, well-known sayings, or even specific foods that are unique to a particular community or culture. So for example, if a book is set in the Philippines and that book mentions lechon at a celebration, so lechon is called a cultural reference, right? So lechon For those who are not familiar, lechon is a roasted pig that is popular dish in Filipino festivities. To fully appreciate why it's mentioned, you will need to know a bit about Filipino culture and how lechon is associated with celebrations and gatherings in the Philippines. So that is an example of cultural references. It could be anything that is popular within a specific time, place. So understanding these references requires knowledge of the relevant culture and context. Without this knowledge, reader may struggle to fully understand the meaning and significance of these references. You have to study it. Next is multiple interpretations. Popular literature often allows for multiple interpretations, making it challenging to grasp the intended meaning. Different readers may interpret the same text differently based on their perspectives and experiences. So, so popular literature can be interpreted in different ways by, of course, different readers. This is because readers bring their own perspectives and experiences to the text, that which can be influence how they understand and how they interpret it. So as a result of this, it will there may not be a single right interpretation of the text, so making it like challenging to determine the author's intended meaning. Next is historical and social context. Popular literature is influenced by the historical and social context in which it is written. Understanding the historical and social background is crucial for comprehending the themes and messages conveyed in the literature. So, literature or popular literature is influenced by the time period in society in which it is written or it was written. Understanding the historical and social background is, of course, important for us to fully understand the message, the themes, and motivations of the characters. So, without this understanding, readers may miss important parts and references that contribute to the overall meaning of the literature. And lastly, we have complex themes and symbolism. So, popular literature often explores complex themes and employs symbolism, allegory, and metaphor. So, interpreting and analyzing these literary elements can be challenging for readers. So, like what I have said earlier, that popular literature often explores deep and complex themes and uses symbolisms, allegory, and metaphor to convey meaning. So, you have to, of course, look for objects, characters, colors, or settings that carry different meanings. So, after that, you have to interpret and analyze it by giving, of course, attention and use critical thinking in order for you to fully grasp the intended message or theme. So, in conclusion, popular literature not only entertains but also educates and enlightens, offering insights into the various social issues that shapes our world. So, by addressing themes such as gender inequality, racism, and environmental degradation, it encourages readers to reflect on their values and the society they inhabit. However, the challenges in understanding and interpreting these themes underscore the importance of critical thinking, cultural sensitivity, and a willingness to engage with diverse perspectives. So, ultimately, popular literature holds the potential to foster a more empathetic, aware, and just society, one story at a time. Discussing social issues in popular literature and challenges in popular literature help us understand society better and encourages us to make positive changes. So, keep exploring literature for insights and inspiration. That ends my report. Thank you so much for listening.